Another cryptocurrency bridge was hacked, this one amounting to $100 million stolen. It's the third major bridge hack this year. Joining us now to discuss is Bloomberg's Justina Lee. So, Justina, obviously, a bridge is a way for people to swap coins from different blockchains, but they seem very, very vulnerable. One estimate shows that more than $1 billion has been stolen from bridges. I can't imagine this helps confidence at a time when crypto, the entire ecosystem, is so vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly. I think what this is kind of showing to people is that these bridges are particularly vulnerable to hacks, partly because their technology is so complicated. Now, in this case, it seems like what happened was one particular private key was compromised, and you do need some of these keys to access the bridge. And kind of when one of them is compromised, that kind of opens it up to the risks like these.
There was actually a day on Bloomberg Television when I gifted some co-anchors some Bitcoin, and they showed the private key. It was stolen within literally like 30 seconds. But there are ways to fix that technology, right? This isn't about the blockchain. This isn't about cryptocurrency. It's really about the software that's used to move these things around after you take it off one blockchain to put it on another.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people in crypto are going to try to fix this because we're kind of moving toward a world where it's not just about the Bitcoin blockchain, it's not just about Ethereum, but different, teams are coming up with different blockchains, the Binance chain or Polygon. And so kind of finding a safe way to move assets between these blockchains is going to be increasingly important.
That's important. Also important is keeping an eye on all of the latest news flow around particular coins, because some of that is spilling into other spaces, isn't it, Justina? I mean, we had Terra and Luna and Celsius and Babel and Three Arrows and all of these names that we've mentioned over recent weeks, and yet there are more coming. It seems almost daily we see other areas of the crypto space where either withdrawals are being halted or sort of frozen. Is there a sense that we're at the end of this yet?
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like for any economic historian, this is going to sound pretty familiar. Essentially, what we're seeing is like this domino effect of losses across the ecosystem because of counterparty exposure. And I think, one thing that's really interesting is kind of to see whether this ignites another crypto winter. And the last one, what we saw was prices just didn't really move for a real long time. And so interest in the general industry kind of waned. And, more recently, we have seen Bitcoin bounce back a little bit. Of course, that's just because sentiment across risky assets kind of all went up. But I think it's a little bit different for crypto because a lot of these assets are entirely based on, optimism, to kind of put it in a nice way. And so once you kind of have confidence buckle, you can see a lot of tokens go straight to zero a lot more quickly than I think we would see in the stock market.
But, because there are 20,000 tokens, right? It's unlikely that you see, I think even David Rubenstein said he doesn't think Bitcoin's going to zero anytime soon. There are still a few blue chip cryptocurrencies, if you will.
Yeah, that's right. Correlations across the space is very strong. So usually if Bitcoin goes down, you will see the altcoins go down. But I think one thing that might be different this time from the last crypto winter is now we have like all these crypto billionaires who've made so much money from tokens that they might just kind of try to hang on and keep the money within the ecosystem. But so far, at least it's pretty clear that, the weakening of sentiment is affecting, everything from stable coins and NFTs. And at least I feel like a lot of retail traders are probably going to give up at this point.